How fun are you? I see that. I see that. I'm seeing some familiar faces here, which is great. Make some noise if you've come out to Pun DMV before. See, it was okay. They came back. All right, make some noise if you're new to the Pun DMV family. All right. Now fight. No, I'm so glad to have all of you here tonight. Before we get too far into the show, I should let you know here at the top that I am actually expecting, to not have a baby because I still have my IUD. Thank you. You know, that's how I usually open the show, but I feel like there's so many old-timers returning. I have to be honest, though you have no reason to believe me at this point. I've lied to you so many times. But my husband and I are actually expecting a baby this fall. But riddle me this, I do have my IUD. So basically, what's happened is we've had to go through IVF, and we're working with a surrogate who's actually carrying our baby to term. It wasn't a difficult decision that we made due to a lot of, realities of health that we were thoughtful about or anything. I just wanted to keep my girlish figure. Worth it. It's good that it's finally moving. For a long time, we just had this embryo frozen in downtown DC, which was awkward because, I can't afford to live in downtown DC. I mean, you want your kids to have opportunities you never had, but now they're becoming a baby in rural Maryland with our surrogate. I'm like, that's right, life comes at you fast. I've had to learn a lot more about babies and reproduction than I wanted to, because I'm a little squeamish about bodies. I'm kind of immature about it. My hope is when I die, they cut me open, and it just turns out I was a really realistic cake this whole time. On a very special episode of Is It Cake? Fingers crossed. So I don't know how much to read because I want to know what's going on, but not too much. So I'll read something that's this week your baby's the size of a strawberry. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so precious, little strawberry baby. And then the next sentence is the fluid's coming into the eyeballs. And I'm like, stop, no, abort. I mean, don't. I mean, do what's right. Do what's right for you, okay? Well, you still can. I saw this, so many doctors in this beautiful journey so far. And first one, they're talking about fertility options. I had to fill out some paperwork in the waiting room, right? And so it asks you, are you sexually active? And I don't want to be too crude here, on a Wednesday, but I've been known to have the occasional intercourse with my husband of several years, on his birthday or whatever. So I answered that accurately. So then the doctor comes in, she's frazzled, she's just skimming, right? She hasn't looked at this, and she just misreads something. And she says, Dana, it says here you've never had penetrative intercourse, which, as you'll recall, humble brag, is not accurate. So I had the worst reaction to this because I was so surprised. I just went, what? No, I've had too much. Which is what you'd say if you had never had sex before and didn't really know what sex was. I'm like, you know me, girl, penetration station, dicks on deck, to find a new doctor. But yeah, it's been a journey, and I feel weird about it because we're working so hard to make this baby with our DNA, and our genes are not good. Look, I'm used to thinking about that because I'm Jewish, okay? But my husband's this white dude with blonde hair and blue eyes. I mean, he's also chubby and has a beard. I'm safe at home, okay? But we went to Iceland. He was like, everyone looks like me. I'm in my element. I'm a Viking. I'm a freaking Viking. I'm like, I don't know, we order DoorDash kind of a lot. But yeah, I'm just looking at him, looking at me, being like, sorry about the metabolism there, kiddo. You'll be smart and funny, though, because you have to be. The world's harsh to our kind. It's good, though. I already have a son that's in good physical shape. I don't like it. He's technically a pug. He's not in good shape, like, for a dog in general, but for a pug, he is, like, in his prime. And people love to tell me this. I swear, people come up off the street saying, like, that's a really healthy-looking pug. I took him to the vet. They said, this pug, and I quote, has an ideal body shape. I was like, I didn't know this feedback was possible from a medical professional. That has not been my experience. But it makes me kind of mad, you know, because I'm like, what, you think you're too good for this family? When are you gonna chunk out and join the rest of us? But then my husband reminded me, like, he's adopted, babe. Like, it's not his fault. You know, it's going. We're making it work. He'll be a good big brother, I think. Make some noise if you gained at least 10 pounds during the pandemic. Yeah, my people. If you didn't cheer, it's like I want us to be friends, but it's hard because we just don't have that much in common, you know? I mean, like, don't get me wrong, thin people are great. Like, some of my best friends are thin people. Like, they're amazing. It's just, you know, it's like thin people, you can love them, but you can never know them. You know what I mean? Like, okay, has anyone been to Milk Bar down at City Center? Or now they're at Logan Circle, yeah? So, very trendy place, right? Lines around the block. It's a bakery. It's a concept by this thin blonde lady named Christina Tosi, which if you watch MasterChef Junior, which I do because I know how to party, okay? She's one of the judges on there. Side note, do you know 8-year-olds will make you gourmet meals? I need this baby to get it moving. Like, I'm hungry, you know what I mean? Another side note, I love those shows. They're always like, the stakes couldn't be higher. And I'm like, I don't know, you could kill the loser. I have so many ideas. I don't know why they won't brainstorm with me. Also, I love cooking reality shows. They are stupid, but they're less stupid than other things on TV, so I feel okay about it. The other day I settled on a show called 1,000 Pound Best Friends. So I was like, okay, I know this is gonna be like exploitative and messed up to fat people, which it is and it is. But what I didn't realize is that the show is not about people who weigh 1,000 pounds who become friends. It's a show of like 4 or 5 women who collectively weigh 1,000 pounds. Like, so it's about a group of people? What was the pitch meeting for us? It was like, okay, so individually they're 200, 250, right? You bring them together. I'm like, how? That's how numbers work. We could launch a show tonight that's just like 10,000 pound audience. Like, what are we doing? But anyways, back to my girl, Christina Tosi. She's this thin blonde lady who delights in judging children, okay? She starts this dessert place, very popular, very trendy, called Milk Bar. And the whole premise of this place is desserts inspired by cereal milk. Yeah, she's like, no, it's really decadent to me. The milk left over after cereal. That is some skinny bitch nonsense right there. I'm like, no, it's decadent, Christina Tosi. Butter. Jesus Christ. Try some. She's like, eat my desserts. I don't. Like, what is that? What is that? As you can guess, I am not a fan of the new Wonka franchise with Timothée Chalamet, because I don't think our media should be normalizing thin people with dessert businesses. Those just aren't my values, you know? They're always gonna do something weird. And that's true in that too, probably. I didn't see it. Maybe it's just like how he becomes killing a lot of kids, which is fine. Like, I went and watched the old Willy Wonka. It inspired me. Obviously the Gene Wilder one, not the Johnny Depp one. I'm not a sociopath, okay? And it's so good. I forgot how dark it was. And again, I don't mind that it's dark. I don't mind that the premise is like, you invite these special kids to a really fun candy store, but then when they eat candy, you kill them? I'm like, that's fine. I just want the kids to be treated equitably within that construct, okay? And I have to say some words for my fat little comrade, Augustus Gloop. Y'all remember our boy Augustus? Yeah. Any Augustus fans in the house? Gloop troop. Die hard Augustus heads up in here. Do you remember what happens to our boy?
It sucked up the river.
He gets sucked out the river. Yeah, so he's the first to go. He does what all the kids do. They're like, don't eat that, and then he eats it, and then he dies. He's the first. It's the chocolate river that gets him, right? But then when the Oompa Loompas come out, only he gets treated this badly, all right? These are the actual lyrics to their song of comeuppance. They go, "What are you at, getting terribly fat? What did you think would come of that? I don't like the look of it." What? My dudes, you are saying the quiet part out loud. It's like, I don't like how this kid looks. He deserved to die. Like, what? I mean, on one hand, honestly, I kind of appreciate the honesty. I like that they're not like, we're concerned about his health. Like, no. They're just doing what they do. But it's messed up. When Violet becomes a blueberry, they're not like, and her nose was kind of big. Like, that's not... Also, I'm like, my little dudes, you work at a candy factory. Fat kid is your target demographic. This is what you think of your customer? It's like we always say, there is no ethical consumerism under capitalism. Except for here, though. This is cool. You should tip your staff and stuff. That's good. I was, and like you could pay me more. Like that would be ethical. That'd be cool. I was having dinner with a thin friend because like they totally exist and I have them. And she was giving me unsolicited dieting advice, which on behalf of all fat people, we love it. Keep it coming. Love to hear the takes. Someone's like, I lost 3 pounds 10 years ago. And I'm like, tell me your secret, you know? And so she's like, no, it's a really good snack for weight loss. I'm like, I know you're going to keep talking, so let's get this moving. And she's like, just count and eat like 10 nuts. It's extremely filling. Just eat 10 nuts. I'm like, okay. There's so much wrong with what you've said. It's hard to know where to begin. For one thing, if your goal is strictly weight loss, there's actually a lot of fat in nuts. They're pretty fattening food, so that's not the most strategic snack. And she was like, but Dana, they're a complex fat. And I was like, well, so the hell am I. All right, you guys ready for some puns? Okay, good. It was gonna get really uncomfortable. So I'm gonna take one for the team and do the pun kind of